That's what I'm saying.
You gotta hit that Dante's boxing.
Hi, I'm Brianna and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So, if you guys been following my channel, then you already know this is not a surprise to you. I've been telling you guys for quite some time that Canelo Alvarez really has no interest in fighting Gennady Golovkin in his next fight. If he were to get past Miguel Cotto, which I don't think he will. I'm picking Cotto to actually win that fight fairly easy. And I believe if my prediction comes to fruition, Miguel Cotto, he won't fight Golovkin either in the next fight. From just looking at his previous interviews that he's done, or listening to his previous interviews he's done, whenever Golovkin's name came up, it didn't sound like he had that much of an interest in fighting him. Once again, unless he looked at that Golovkin versus Lemieux fight and he said to himself, you know what, I see some holes in the game. You know, unless he's looking at that previous fight that way, I don't see Cotto getting in the ring with Golovkin next either. This is bad news for Gennady Golovkin, guys. This is bad news because Golovkin and Team Golovkin, they desperately want to be a star. They want to be the face of boxing. You cannot be the face of boxing going up against the Willie Monroes and the David Lemieux, because Gennady Golovkin's terrible pay-per-view numbers just prove that to be true. If Golovkin can't get the winner of Cotto versus Canelo, if he can't get the winner of Quillin versus Danny Jacobs, who does he fight? Who does he fight? Now, he waited for that Andre Ward boat to sell off so he didn't have to fight Ward. Because I can tell you guys right now, forget what you hear these decafs say. If Golovkin would have fought against Andre Ward, we all know that they would have did way better pay-per-view numbers than Golovkin did against David Lemieux, right? But I'll talk more about that in another video. The question is, who is Golovkin going to face? He needs a dance partner to help catapult his career into superstar status. I mean, he could stay at the middleweight division and continue to fight the Monroes and the Lemieux, but that's not going to do anything for Golovkin's career. In fact, he may elicit more criticism, and we know he doesn't want that. Now, when it comes to Canelo Alvarez, I must say, it is shocking to me that Canelo Alvarez, 30 days before he weighs in, he's weighing almost 170 pounds. He was like 167 and a half or whatever. But I say to myself, if Canelo Alvarez is almost 170 pounds 30 days before the fight, can you guys imagine how much Canelo was weighing 90 days before the fight, 60 days before the fight? So it can be argued that Canelo is just as heavy, if not heavier, than Gennady Golovkin. Makes you wonder why Canelo Alvarez is not willing to fight at 159 at the lowest, or just the 160 limit. He hasn't made 154 in like his last, 2 or 3 fights? So I don't really understand that situation. I do understand that Canelo is short for the middleweight division, but then again, Golovkin ain't that much taller than Canelo, so it's not like Canelo is going in there against Bernard Hopkins or Keith Holmes. If you guys remember him, he used to be a tall, skinny middleweight champion. But anyway, so Canelo Alvarez has made it very clear he's not going to be fighting Golovkin in his next fight. Golovkin, he made it very clear that he's not coming down in weight to fight Canelo Alvarez, which raises even more questions. Because now it makes me say, or it makes me ask the question, how is it possible Golovkin was willing to come down and fight Mayweather at 154, but he's not willing to come down and fight Canelo at 154 or 155? I mean, I'm not understanding this. I'm really not understanding this. All I can say is Golovkin is going to end up getting left out and not having a partner. And that's not good for him. I mean, looks like even Andre Ward already has a guaranteed partner. Maybe not right now, but for 2016, he has a guaranteed partner that will solidify his pound-for-pound king status. And that's going against another pound-for-pound champion, Sergey Kovalev. Now that's what you call big drama, a phrase that Gennady Golovkin likes to use. So the question is, who is Golovkin going to face? Who should he face? Now, me personally, I like the Toriano Johnson fight. I think that would be a good fight. But if it comes to the biggest fight out there for Golovkin right now, not including Andre Ward or Canelo Cotto, I think it's against Erislandy Lara. I think that would be the best fight for Golovkin. We already know Erislandy Lara, he already called out Golovkin. Golovkin turned it down. But the whole thing is, Erislandy Lara has star power compared to a David Lemieux. Lara has already fought on pay-per-view. He made $1 million against Canelo Alvarez. And it could easily be argued that he beat Canelo. And then you have the former Soviet Union versus Cuban rivalry that always takes place in the Olympics, in the amateur rankings. For those of you guys who don't know, the former Soviet Union countries and Cuba, those are the best amateur boxing teams when it comes to getting gold medals. So that would be a great matchup. I would love to see it. I think it would damn near be a 60-40 fight, maybe in favor of Golovkin. He would put a lot more pressure on Lara than Canelo did, I believe, but that doesn't guarantee he would win. So we'll see what happens. All we know now is Golovkin will not be fighting against Canelo in his next fight. And he most likely won't be fighting Cotto either. That's all I got. I'm on to the next one.
Hi, you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation. Woo! Hey. Yeah.